Fans are singing along with Bryson Stott's walk-up music.
Everybody's standing here at Citizens Bank Park. Sanchez to the belt.
Breaking ball, hit in the air, center field.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And Christopher Sanchez, for the first time in the big leagues, has thrown a complete game shutout.
Harper looks at Arcia again as he goes around the second base.
And it's turned into the Bryce Harper game.
The game's tied. Castellanos in at third. Dusty is waving him home. Here's the relay to the plate. There'll be no throw. Phillies leading. Breaking ball blasted. Game is tied. Castellanos for the Phillies. And it's a brand new game. And the Phillies close out the National League East. They are the champions of 2024.
Welcome back, Chase Nation, to another edition of the Quit Chasing podcast. A little snarky, a little irreverent, and always unqualified. The wait is over. The season is back. Baseball was played. That's right. We are a Philadelphia Phillies podcast that often veers into other realms and conversation topics. Come for the Phils, stay for the filibusters. But that's enough preamble for one day, folks. Let's get into this baby. I'm Alex Kruger. That's Danny Gerb. Danny, say hi to the folks.
You don't have Nixon to kick around anymore. Hey, everyone. How you doing tonight, Alex? Chris, how you doing tonight?
Hey, guys. I'm back. Thanks for having me back, guys. It's good to be here.
Absolutely. For everyone, this is Chris. We updated him from friend of the show. You remember him last season from our quarter table round table and our 999. You popped on some other time, right? You did 3 with us.
Yeah, I think I popped on one other time besides those 2. But you know, I realized you sent a message to me today, and with the season just starting, I figured you need some happiness to get the season going and some optimism. So that's why I'm here today.
That's right. He buried the lead. Much like Andrew Painter, he is getting a promotion this season, is going from friend of the show to resident optimist. So it's good to have you back, Chris.
Painter, I barely primed her.
Oh,
only because that's what you've been doing all day.
You know, it's just a little home improvement humor. So,
very well done. Well done.
Alrighty, folks. Welcome back to the Quit Chasing Show. We are going to get into this week's game. Well, honestly, today's game, the first game on the season today against the Washington Nationals. But first, we brought in our resident optimist because at any given moment while watching the game today, either Danny or I were feeling a bit snarky about how things were unfolding. And Chris, always the optimist, knew how to assuage us. So, Chris, you were at spring training with where you're located. Tell us, what'd you see? What'd you think? Tell us about what your experience was.
Yeah, so I mentioned it last year during last season when you had me on as a guest, and you know, I'm lucky enough to live right on the Gulf Coast of Florida, right outside of Sarasota, about an hour away from Baycare Ballpark in Clearwater. I wasn't as much involved as I was last year, I would have to say. However, I did get to a couple spring training games. Both were actually at visiting ballparks this year. I got to go to Ed Smith Stadium, which is the spring home of the Baltimore Orioles, and see the Phillies when they won a couple weeks ago. I think it was 12-1. And then I saw another game just down the road as well, down in Venice, and saw them play the Braves. So it was a good spring. You know, like I always say, spring training is a time where we're not trying to have the best record in baseball during the spring. We're just trying to get the starters reps, trying to, you know, get some information on our prospects and see where we're going to land come day one. So I think Topper and Dombrowski and the team really accomplished what they wanted to, really saw some things, and we saw some good strides from players that we were questionable on last year, and kind of carried over into today, although today was kind of a wonky game, if I may say so myself. You know, but I felt like what I saw from the players this spring really did well to provide some good insight into this year.
Anyone that you liked while you were down there that is not on the opening day roster?
I'm a big Crawford fan. I always have been. Obviously, lineage plays into a part of that, knowing who his father is. I think he's going to be a big piece for us at some point, maybe towards the end of this year. Maybe it's going to be next year. It was great to see Andrew Painter start throwing, consistently. And we'll see how that pans out come July, August.
Yeah, right.
But,
We've heard about it
I
long
think,
enough.
Yeah,
we have.
It's not like we've waited 24 months to see this. So
yeah, exactly. I'm with you. Like the Painter's time to put up or shut up. Listen. It's a raw deal. It's not his fault that we've hyped him and talked about him at the same time. Like, all right, dude, let's pit some innings in the majors. Let's do this. Crawford, yeah, I'm with you. Like he got a big promotion, a big jump. He's starting off in Lehigh this season. So that's cool. I think they are waiting to see what he can do against AAA pitching. But yeah,
and waiting to see what Marsh can do against lefties.
Well, did you listen to the new Fighting Words?
No, I didn't. I haven't yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to spoil it for you, but Anthony has a
I've been reading his stuff on Patterson. Yeah. For sure.
Take of all takes that next season's outfield is a complete cast of 3 different characters. So I mean,
I don't hate it from what this year is. I don't hate it. I mean, I'll miss Casty, but that's a big paycheck that we could probably work elsewhere. Maybe I don't know.
At that point, it's what 20 mil, so you could probably move him at the same time. Like,
right?
You tried the last 2 seasons. I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked if he's still there.
I wouldn't
march to the Yankees.
And let me tell you, sorry to jump in here, but as you brought up Casty, and I think I told both of you guys this, I think the highlight of the spring for me was going to Walt Disney World with my family, and Nick Castellanos had an off day, and he was about 5 spots in front of me in line for the Jungle Cruise in Magic Kingdom with Liam and the rest of the family. So that was unforeseen at the time, and I had to point out to the rest of my family, hey, look who's in front of us.
Can I ask you a question? So
sure.
you can learn a lot about someone based on how they carry themselves when they're in line for a ride at a massive theme park. As you guys know, we're from the Hershey area. We've been to Hershey Park. There are so many different types. What kind of a line person is Casty? Like, is he in his own little world? Is he moving up in a timely manner? Is he antsy? Is he trying to get up faster? Like, is he that guy that's paying attention? All right, line's moving, let's go. Or is he just hanging back? Like, what kind of a line person is Nick Castellanos?
Great question.
There's 2 observations of this. Number one being, someone who knows the realm of the Disney VIP access and all that.
Okay.
Nick was one who did not go on a VIP tour to get to the front of every line to have the free tour, to have the tour guide and all that.
Man of the people.
Waited in line like the rest of us. Waited the 50 minutes or an hour, whatever it was, and pretty much kept to himself aside from the kids. So it was
that's awesome.
Not really surprising, I think.
The dude was on an ayahuasca trip and just trying to get to Pirates of the Caribbean as fast as he possibly could.
For sure. Sure.
Just made a pit stop. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Speaking of run-ins, baseball player run-ins, we are technically a Phillies podcast.
We've been called worse.
Chris, you rubbed some elbows with some O's?
I did. Yeah. Just because of where I'm at. Unfortunately, rubbing elbows with Phillies isn't as much in the cards as it is with our neighbor to the south, the Baltimore Orioles. But I'm lucky enough to have just recently opened a new golf facility, and was, pleasantly surprised to have a good chunk of the starting Orioles lineup stop by once or twice. So shared some of those pictures with you and got to have some nice conversation with some of the young stars who are going to dominate baseball for the next 5 years, I think.
Honestly, it was like a police lineup if the Gerber baby grew up and was a suspect in a crime.
True.
It really was just a cherub face.
I think there was only one that was eye level to me, and I won't reveal his name.
It was fantastic.
Yeah,
they all listen. So
they do. I don't want to. We don't want to call them out. All right, gentlemen. Baseball happened today. It was exactly the kind of game that you would expect to start this season off. It was the exact kind of game that is going to remind us this team is going to frustrate us, it's going to reward us, and it's going to give us heart attacks. They won it 7-3 in 10 innings, which is a fascinating score in extra innings. Chris, since you are the optimist and the guest, tell us, what was your immediate reaction to the game?
It was a win.
It was a win. It was a win. Yes.
I think I texted both of you guys earlier. I think it was, most of the media is going to call it this. It was a tale of two games. You had the shadow Mackenzie Gore game until the 6th inning, and then as soon as Gore came out of the game, everything receded beyond the infield, and the Philly, especially the top 5, were able to see the ball, and obviously you saw what happened as soon as Bryce made contact. So, and then the 10th inning was just a debacle from the Nationals bullpen. So, like I said, it's game 1, but Barkan and the team said in the post game, you can't win. You can't go 162-0 without winning game 1. So, we accomplished that.
Danny, anything you would like to say in regards to that?
No, that's absolutely correct. I mean, right now, the way the Philadelphia Phillies are playing, they are on pace to go 162-0, and that is fact.
Bryce Harper is in line for 162 home runs, as is Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah, okay? I mean, this pace now is phenomenal.
Kyle Schwarber is about to revitalize the number 4 hole, okay? Instead of being the cleanup, they're going to start calling it second leadoff, okay? Like it's a bunch of hobbits playing the game. It's like, oh, he's in the second leadoff spot, 4 hole. I love it.
Yeah, Brandon Marsh is on pace for about 450 strikeouts as well. So
is JT. So's our resident sombrero man. Yes.
So let's read some text fell on its face last season, but if it was silver, there were two moments in this game that were very Phillies baseball is so back, and that was the top of the order going 1, 2, 3 in the first. And then Jeeves. He looks like Jeeves, right? Romano, what are we doing with
the
it?
pitcher? I don't know.
Yeah.
I was listening to Fransky. I wasn't watching.
I think they're going Romano.
Okay. All right.
I think it's Jordan Romano. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going Romano. Looks like Jeeves, Tony Shalhoub's character from Men in Black with a Phillies hat on.
Yes. Okay.
And
all right.
When he ties it up, gives up 2, ties it up was another Phillies baseball so back.
I mean, that was a classic Phillies baseball so back. Can I ask you guys a question, by the way? And here's because you guys are much more baseball guys than I am. What is the logic in using Alvarado in the 9th when if you end up going up in the 10th, you want him to close out the 10th? Why do so many managers seem to burn their 9th inning guy in the 9th inning when it's an away team? Like, you know what I'm saying? I've never understood why they do that.
It's to get you to the 10th.
I guess, but like if you get the lead, wouldn't all right. I mean, sure. I don't know.
I think it's the same logic of why you use a setup man of the 8th to get yourself to the 9th with the lead.
I see that. And you know what? As much as
we're not doing that closer thing again. Like,
no,
it was
at least not yet.
Yeah, it was a topper pocket game.
It really was. And I was happy that Strahm was available to come out. And like, if you can interchange like Strahm and Alvarado 8 and 9, depending on matchups and what's coming down the pike, like that's not bad. I don't hate that. So no, I thought that the offense was exactly what we kind of expect them to be. We got launched in the stratosphere by Bryce and then by Schwarbs doing what they do. Like they stepped up when they needed to. Bohm hitting really, really good baseball. Some good late inning small ball. And like we got into the 10th and they manufactured runs. Again, I was listening, I wasn't watching, but it didn't seem with the replays I've seen that the swings were going for the fence. They were going for hits. They were going for gaps. And that was encouraging. I don't know. That just it's going to be a long season. There's 162 games, so buckle up.
Runners on first and third, 2 strikeouts.
Well, Philly's going to Philly. I mean, did you know that they broke their team record for most strikeouts on opening day this year? And did you know when they set the record? Last year. So they are who they are, and they are who they're going to be. And
I know. We're going to have
frustrate the bejesus out of us. But Chris, God love you. You're the optimist.
Game 1 is not the time to overreact. But it's
no, and I'm not. Like, they did some boneheaded shit, like Trey Turner throwing it to third when he should have thrown it to second. And the umpiring, again, didn't watch the game, but heard Fransky and them. And like, I did see the first 3 innings. It seemed like behind the plate, the strike zone was god awful. Like, Fransky just kept saying, like, you're making the decision easier for ABS. Like, you're just asking for robo-umps to come in.
Yeah, I and Danny, correct me if I'm wrong, because I know you were watching the game, but the umpire, I think we're slowly finding our new Angel Hernandez, if I could say so myself. Alfonso Marquez was an absolute disaster for about 7.5 innings.
He wasn't good.
Wasn't good. But like,
wasn't good. McCarthy was getting on him too.
Okay, but so was he consistent though, or because what I saw was he was calling balls and strikes in the same exact spots for Wheeler? Like it was a very inconsistent strike zone. Like, again, your shit can be big, it can be small as long as it's consistent. But it seemed like he was just all over the place.
Yeah, I think it was for both teams. I know towards the I forget, it was one of the later innings. Maybe in the 10th when Strom was in. I forget which national looked at him after a strike call and said, how far are you going to let this go? Meaning, how extended is the strike zone going to get on the outside? So, it was kind of like that for both, whether it was left, right, up, and down.
And if it was Wendell Stead, he would have got rung for asking that question. So
that's true. Good old Hunter.
I know.
Danny, I'm so excited because originally I did not have this segment on the agenda, and you fought for it. You really believe in it, and I want you to kind of take the lead here. Are you feeling it?
Yeah, feeling it. Our spring training bit that I wanted to bring back into this, because we didn't really get a chance last episode. We pontificated on some stuff, took some stabs at some stuff, made some bad takes on some stuff. Then boom, we're into the season before that last, figure everything. Wow. Yeah. So I was pretty dead set on they were doing the same lineup again. It looks like now, and we've heard from Topper that we are going to get a dual lineup. So I wanted to bring filling it back for this one segment just to kind of close the book on the spring training new season.
Okay. All right. So first up, the last final bench spot. Would you? Yeah. So your note is the missile. The missile. Cody Clemens gets his shot, but for how long?
That's right.
All right. So Cody can play all the positions except for what? Catcher?
Sure.
Okay.
Did they have him at? Oh yeah, they did. Okay.
Yeah. So I guess my question is, if they were to,
I don't think they ever put him in center.
Who would they bring up instead of him? Would it be Aiden? Would it be Crawford? Like who would it be?
It would be Weston Wilson when he comes back.
Oh, duh. Yeah. Okay.
It's Weston Wilson. It's that whole like carrying this whole nother lefty thing. That's all. Like, I'm glad he got the shot. The dude rakes when he rakes.
Yeah.
I think he does deserve it, but where's really a spot for him? It's one of those things.
Let me ask you this: if the trade deadline comes up and we can sacrifice him to get a better piece, like you'd be fine with kind of giving him up, right? Like,
yeah,
it's like a Logan O'Hoppe. I love you, man, but we don't have a spot for you.
I think they wanted Kennedy to get it, and Kennedy just didn't play it.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think that's fair. What do you think, Chris?
I would agree. Buddy had a bit of hype going into last season too, or at least once we got the record of the season, once he got called up. Cody's proven himself over, especially last season, in some big spots. Weston's more so known for also being an all-around player with a little bit more power, maybe a little more inconsistency than Cody. But I think, if you would have talked about this last season, I think Cody would have outweighed him just a touch. Now I think we're balancing the scale here between the two, and it's kind of a win-win whichever way you decide to go. It's just whether Topper wants to go lefty or righty, because that's something that he really has, pressed upon, especially the last 2 years.
You know what? I'll take him over Whit Merrifield. So that it's essentially the same role.
Yeah. When he rakes, he rakes. I'm with you.
Dude, Cody Rakes, he's the missile, man.
Yeah.
All right, so the dual lineup. So Danny, you put this dual lineup BS. What couldn't it be an amazing innovation by a 60-year-old like manager? Like a crazy, like, oh, I'll just have a different leadoff hitter depending on, if it's a lefty or a righty pitching. I don't know, maybe.
Sure, our boys. Like, come on, man. Like, it's cute. This is cute.
I mean,
how long is this gonna last?
How long is this gonna last?
He even said it with Fransky in the pregame today. Like, yeah, we're gonna do it. He was like, it might. He even said like it might end up going back to Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Bohm.
Well, again,
I don't know. Like, no, it is going to. We all know it's going to. Why? Like, come on.
Case in point. Like twice today, Schwarber came up at the top of an inning. Okay, the first time he got the first hit of the game. The second, or maybe the second time that it happened, he hit a home run. So it's like, again, that second leadoff spot, he's still doing what he does. So maybe get him into that first leadoff spot. I'm making second leadoff spot a thing. If it's not, it's they want him to be a cleanup hitter. He's just like, no, I'm going to keep doing leadoff hitter shit. Okay,
call him second leadoff. Yeah, sure, I'm into it. Yeah, it's like Lord of the Rings writes baseball.
Absolutely.
All right, and we'll end it with Alexa, who is Carlos Hernandez, and the only reason I wrote it that way is because what was it, Saturday? The news came about that the Phillies acquired Carlos Hernandez from the Royals.
Yep. Sure. Why not?
I see that, and you know me, I talk about it all the time. I'm a big comments guy. I like to read a good chunk of them. I don't recommend it.
I don't either, sir.
But I do it and, get the feel for it. And I came across one. It was someone on the Phillies page who asked Alexa, who was Carlos Hernandez. And without a beat, somebody replies, Carlsbad Caverns is a national park in southwestern Pennsylvania or southwestern United States. And I was just like, yeah, dude nailed it. Dude nailed it.
That is perfect. Oh my gosh. Nicely done. Nicely done. So having said that, Danny, just live production note. Let's have a quick production meeting. Filling it, that's not going to stick around for the regular season, is it?
No, this is the last one.
Okay, this is the last filling it because now we're into the regular season. Now we have the week that was instead of filling it. Okay, all right. There you go, folks. That is what we are going to look like in the future. Massive thank you to our resident optimist, Chris. Now having by far the record for most appearances on the Quit Chasin podcast. Chris, thank you so much for stopping by. Any last thoughts, shout outs, or anything you want to say before we kick you out of here?
Saturday's game 2.
Enjoy your Friday.
Yeah.
All right,
thanks,
man.
guys.
Thanks.
It's good to be here.
Always a pleasure, buddy. Danny, that was a lot of fun. It's good to talk baseball again, but it wouldn't be us if we didn't have a little bit of tomfoolery mixed in, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about my favorite tomfoolery. I actually last year, I think I got you to turn your thoughts around on this subject, and that, of course, my fans and friends, are ballpark giveaways. It is time. Last week we talked Aramark food. This week we are talking about the fun things that you may or may not be entitled to at the ballpark. Anything you want to say before I start going through the Phillies list, Danny?
Is this triggering? Is it the cool stuff goes to the kids?
I would say that there's more stuff for adults than I expected, yet still not enough.
All right, let's do it.
All right, man. So the Phillies notable items. April 1st, a 2024 NL East pennant giveaway for all ages, folks. All ages can get a 2024 NL East pennant. That's pretty dope. May 3rd against the Devil Diamondbacks, a kids, that's right, kids Aaron Nola replica jersey. May 4th, I'm guessing this is for Mother's Day, a ladies puffer vest giveaway for women 15 and plus. I got to say, it looks phenomenal, like cream colored puffer with a red P and like red trim. I got a bunch of pictures.
You should get that checked out.
I'm Kara, let's go. Like,
the red P. You should probably consult a physician.
There it is.
Oh.
There it is. Our first of those this evening. But no, it looks pretty solid. And again, for the video portion out there, I got images of most of these items. I'm gonna throw them up as I'm going through this list. All right, May 16th. This one's pretty solid. The Zach Wheeler bobblehead for kids.
For kids.
Because why would adults? Anyways, July 6th.
You know the collector album, the collector item, the thing that people keep in boxes for years into the plastic is a dingy yellow brown.
Yes.
Give it to the kid.
Give it to the kids. I know. Everyone should. Anyways, July 6th. This is the one that really kind of turned you last year. That is the Fanatics Italian Ice Beach Towel for kids. Okay. I will also say, until it is available to everyone, I will be calling it Italian ice, not water ice. So there you go. You want me to call it by your stupid water ice name? Offer it to everybody.
You just pissed off a large region of people.
I'm fully aware. I'm fully aware. I'm also Team Sheets, so I've already pissed that exact same region of people off.
The Shorber towel is still on eBay. There's a select amount of people that are selling it. I just looked the other day. It's going for $75.
Damn. Wow. I would like to know, though, what is the actual purchase market of it? Like, how many of those have been sold? What's the median price that they have sold for? Because just because the asking price is 75 doesn't mean it's going to go for 75.
It's a buy it now at 75.
Of course it's a buy it now at 75. If you're ridiculous enough to pay 75, then sure, you can have it for 75.
Fair.
Just saying. All right. So August 22nd, this is a good one. Fans 21 and over, a floppy Gilligan's Island style City Connect hat. So always great for what? Huh?
That's how they described it.
That's how I described it, but a floppy fisherman's hat with the City Connect logo and coloring.
I was gonna say that's pretty dated for the 2025 fills.
I mean, sure. I said Gilligan's because I just live my life pretty dated. All right, here's the next one, and the next couple are pretty solid. Okay, August 30th, the Bryce Harper Funko Pop giveaway for kids. For kids,
they can have that one.
I like Funko Pops because I
get it, but like, kids gotta love a Funko Pop.
And you know what? I've got 2 kids, so like, you know.
That's
if I really
Funko
want
Pops.
It's 2 Funko Pops if I really want.
Man.
You said 75. Anyways, August 31st, a Phillies cap giveaway. It's a decent looking cap. That's the best I'm going to say about it. September 14th, Phillies lunchbox for kids. For kids, I would very much like a Phillies lunchbox. So that made me a little bit sad. But really, those are all of the notable ones for the Philadelphia Phillies. What are your thoughts on that list and what I just presented to you there?
I would know like the player like jersey like back like I remember last year that Casti basketball jersey.
I thought I had that on here. There is the Brandon Marsh basketball. I think that's August 16th. But yeah, Brandon Marsh basketball jersey for kids. Okay,
yeah, but that was the thing. That was the item that set me off last year because
that's
I went
right, and
I went weeks later. I went on the towel day and saw how badass the towel was. And then while walking around the concourse, saw every adult wearing their kids' Casti basketball jersey. And that is what flipped me. And that is what made me angry. And that's how we spent 20 minutes on it last year.
I would love to know. And I don't know if this is is this like a Patriot Act request? I don't know how this stuff works, but I'd love to know how many giveaway items on average are left over at the end of one of these for kids only things, and just see like if you did expand it to the entire fan base, like maybe you would actually get rid of all of them instead. And then what do they do with those extras? Are they just sitting in a shed somewhere? In which case, what are we doing?
They go to the donors and stuff like that, but a lot of them,
they get recycled for future years.
No one took the dugout car last year. They had boxes and boxes of those.
Yeah.
Which was awesome.
It was. Now, you as an avid fan of the minor league system, you also did some research, and statistically looking at it, it does seem like the giveaway items for minor league, while limited in number, what do you think? Tell us, run through the list. What are your featured options?
Well, that's the thing about the minors. They're doing something every night, right? It's the amusement park of baseball. But I did the Reading Phils, the AA affiliate of the Philadelphia Phillies, that closest one to us, and the Wilmington Blue Rocks. Let's start with the Reading Phils. April 4th is our Phils Hawaiian shirt.
Looks
that's pretty cool.
amazing. I'm a Hawaiian shirt guy. I wouldn't mind a Reading Phil's Hawaiian shirt. That's for the first 4,000 adults.
Yes, 4,000 adults. April 18th. This is a kids giveaway. It's Andrew Painter.
Shut up,
Andrew. Shut up and Pitts Painter bobblehead. That's for the first 1,000 kids.
Yep.
April 20th. Smoke them if you got them. Is the Reading Hot Dogs replica jersey, also for the first 1,500 kids.
On Easter Sunday.
That is Easter Sunday.
So I wonder, like, are they going to do an Easter egg hunt in the outfield afterwards? That seems very minor league.
It doesn't say that.
Missed opportunity.
Celebrate the risen Lord with a hot dog jersey.
It works.
Hot dog Jesus.
Well, if Rick and Morty could.
It's like shrimp Jesus, but better. Who would win in a fight? Shrimp Jesus or hot dog Jesus?
Shrimp, yeah. Hey, Norm, who would win in a fight?
If I was hot dog Jesus, I'd just tease myself. All right.
But I would keep multiplying.
So May 18th, we have a Mother's Day Hawaiian shirt, not to be outdone by June 15th, a Father's Day Hawaiian shirt. So they know what they're doing there.
His and hers Hawaiian shirts. Love that. Love to
June
see it.
10th for the kids is an R. Phil's throwback jersey. It's a lot of shirts and jerseys, which is cool. So,
yeah. Spread the word, you know?
Yeah, and then Sunday, June 22nd, they are doing the Reading Hot Dogs basketball jersey. That is for the first 2,000 kids. Now, the Wilmington Blue Rocks, this is what I find interesting.
Talk to me.
From their site, they have a big news landing page with in bold, all caps in bold, yelling at you. 11 fireworks shows, 2 bobbleheads, and 16 premium giveaways highlight the 2025 season. Straight from their page. That's what it says.
All right.
Now, I went through this list 4 or 5 times, and it's the premium. Like,
the word premium.
It's the word premium. I understand, like, hey, hats off. Yeah, hats off to these donors and these organizations that are a part of the community. But like premium, like what are they talking about? Premium, like a Delmarva Power Rally towel, a Blue Cross tote bag, a Delmarva Power plastic cup, a Boys and Girls Club pillowcase. Like, I don't know, man. I get it. Like, you don't want to offend your sponsors. At the same time, like, this is garbage. That being said, they have 2 bobbleheads.
Tell us about the second bobblehead and then the first one.
You want to go second first?
Second first, because I think the first one is so much better because I have comments on your comments.
Oh, I think it's a comment I'm going to make. We'll see. They have a Rocky Beach bobblehead. That is September 6th. It's their mascot, Blue Winkle the Moose, in a bathing suit.
Hilariously, I thought you misspelled Bullwinkle. So I corrected it on my agenda. But so it is Blue Winkle.
It is Blue Winkle. Yes,
oh, okay.
They're the Blue Rocks.
Now I see that.
Yes, yeah. It's his name's Blue Winkle.
Winkle.
Mascots are my jam.
They are.
Also a former colleague of mine.
Of course. So the first bobblehead on the list.
June 21st, the James Wood bobblehead. It's the baseball player, not the actor. So where's your comment? Because I think it's going to be mine.
Got James Wood. That was my comment. The second I saw James Wood, I knew it was the baseball player, but I kind of hoped it was the actor.
Yeah. Okay. That is not what I thought you were going to say.
Okay. What were you going to say?
James Wood is the baseball player. James Woods is the actor.
I was thinking high school. Yeah.
But I also sing that song. What is that? Family Guy?
It is named after the James Woods High School.
Yes.
So fantastic. Wilmington Blue Rocks and the Reading Phillies. Fantastic. I am here for it. Fans of the show, if you go to any games and you get any swag, you know that we are a swag-friendly show. Throw it up on our Facebook. Send it to us. We'd love to show it off and show you off too, fans of the show.
Who give us a big James Woody? So
it's the American dream.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dan, you want to hit the ads?
I do.
Let's do it. Howdy, Chase Nation. Alice Kruger here with pre-recorded words while Danny and I hit the bathroom or grab something from the kitchen. Do you ever find yourself walking down the street or in the middle of your grocery shopping and had the thought, dang, I wish I had some Quit Chasing merchandise? Well, we know you have, which is why we're excited to announce our merchandise shop is constantly being upgraded and updated. Just click the link in this episode description. While you surf the interwebs, make sure to check us out on all levels of social media: Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter, and yes, even YouTube. Make sure you check out our QC After Dark episodes to catch up on all of the things we do. And if you have a take, have a topic, or want to put your hat in the ring to contribute to Quit Chasing, hit us up on email, quitchasingpodcast@gmail.com. And just like that, let's get out of this break. Oh, God, I love it. I really do. Dano, it is time. As everyone knows, after our ad break, we start to hit the fun stuff. So cue the background. Media Stables. Danny, would you like to go first? I couldn't hear you on that last. There it is.
Oh, I guess I should, right? I should unmute. I should talk to you.
Yeah, just be a professional. That's all I ask. Just be a pro.
Oh.
So Media Stables. Speaking of minor league baseball, what you got?
Yeah. So some people have heard of this and seen it. It is ridiculous. If you haven't, let me fill you in. So the Bowie Bay Sox, they're not the Bowie Bay Sox anymore. I saw them as the Bowie Bay Sox. They rebranded as the Chesapeake Bay Sox not too long ago, but they are in Bowie, Maryland. Little bit outside of DC, that area. South of Baltimore, north of the district that sleeps alone tonight. Oh, maybe we should close with that tune.
I would love that. I mean,
they just lost, right?
Oh, I mean, the district is sleeping. All right, I like it actually, and we are here to support the United States Postal Service.
Yeah, absolutely, and the Phils are just visiting. So
and
yeah, look at that.
Definitely, I'm pretty sure it's one of my top 5 full through albums. I not to tease, but I'm just saying, like, I do think so. But anyways,
just hearing us brainstorm as we go, isn't this fun? This is how we do it.
I love it. Well, we used to drop things. We used to do that. We used to tease out. Anyways, what were you saying?
The district sleeps alone tonight.
Yeah. So
it's just Chesapeake Bay Sox. Yeah. So know, and it's a thing within the minor leagues to do alternate identities, get a little more in touch with the roots of the community, something that is, specific to them. A tradition, a weird food, something that like really says this is who we are, this is our region. If you don't like it, pound sand. They went with the oyster catcher, which is actually one of my favorite birds. It is a bird of this region. And their logos for it are a like graffiti tag type script that says oyster catcher, very Microsoft Paint, but hey, whatever, they're trying. And then this gnarly, like, cartoon menacing oyster catcher on a bat, which is really cool. And then comes the issue. The third alternate logo was a glove catching an oyster that had a big shiny pearl at the top middle of it. And to say it best, the articles and everyone else is just kind of like, it looks like something out of an
biology textbook.
Yeah, there we go. An anatomy class or something like that.
Yes.
So if you are familiar with Georgia O'Keeffe paintings, think that.
If you have ever known a 13-year-old boy, what would he be imagining right now?
Right, exactly. If it
That's
makes
how
Ben
that-
Shapiro uncomfortable, you're thinking the same thing. So
Remind me to text that later in the signal thread.
yeah, right. So the internet noticed. The internet noticed that what is this
Very
vagina in the
quickly.
glove doing? Right?
For sure.
What are we doing here?
For sure, despite all my rage.
Yeah, exactly. And the oyster catchers got rid of it. They're just using the menacing bird logo now, but they came out with a very classy post and were just like, hey, listen, things happen. And if you're going to be a viral sensation, might as well laugh at it and do some good with it. So they're taking that viral sensation of their vagina logo and are doing 10% of all oyster catchers merch that is being sold is going to women's cervical cancer research. So
you loved it. You love to see that happen. So how does that become your media stable?
Well, it was in the media. It was.
I love it. No, it's great connective tissue. I didn't know if there was
there were news articles about it
on how the media covered it or how the people consumed it. Like you kind of did touch on that. I just didn't know if you wanted to go any deeper, if that was good.
No, and I thought it was perfect for us because it hits on everything that I'm about: juvenile based humor, and then a charity, doing good at the end of it, something like that.
Move your arm. Let me see Pickles.
Where is she? Oh, she's right there.
She's right there. Yeah. Bye, Picky.
She's our mascot. For
Sure
our listeners, if you don't know, if you see cats, a tabby that may or may not pop up here or there in Quit Chasing World, that is the official mascot of Quit Chasing.
Absolutely, we love her. We love Pickles. Anyways, all right. So that's a fantastic media stables. I guess I went a little bit deeper with it. So here's where I'm at. Media stables in a meta and self-aggrandizing sense. I'm talking about us this week.
You and I,
to an extent.
All right, let's do it.
So I have been railing for over a year about fan bases that are super. Don't. What?
It looked like a vagina.
I think we know. Well played. So I've been railing for about a year about toxic fan bases and, like, my God, can't you just enjoy things like Marvel or Game of Thrones and yada, yada, yada. And I was about to get up in arms again with how people have been receiving the new Daredevil show. And I realized, like I am what I hate a lot of the times when it comes to talking about this team. And that is just someone that can never be satisfied, someone that, is always looking for a reason to not be happy. And I kind of want to do better because national media guys like the John Boy guys and the Ringer guys, like they say, hey man, if they get hot at the right time, and you know what, like, yeah, that's baseball, but like, these are the good guys. Like if they do get hot at the right time, anything could happen. And I think today was a really important day as the first game of the season of like, yeah, man, some crazy things are going to happen. We're going to win some close ones. We're going to lose some close ones, but like, you just got to stick it out and you just got to hope and you just got to pray and believe. And if you lose, you dust it off and move on to the next game. So that was my media stable. Like, I want to try and be less nihilistic and less defeatist while talking about the Phillies this year. Good luck. Who knows how it'll go, but I'd like to.
So, you know what? I think that is great. I think I can agree with you on points and I can push back with you on points, right? And
please.
I think, like, I'll agree with you. Like, I made a concerted effort today to not overreact to game one.
Well, how'd that work out for you?
For the most part, okay. Right? But also, like, if you don't watch the team, and this is an argument we made last year, if you don't watch the team, and again, like I said this last season as well, like Jack Fritz, the whole, like, we have the enjoyment of watching this season through the lens of what's going to kill us in October. And turns out everything that we yelled and screamed about all season long killed us in October. So, like, there is that aspect of it. I doubt that John Boy and his crew are sitting and watching 162 of the Phils.
But they're
seeing
not
the hot
watching
streaks.
it. Like,
no, they're not watching it.
There's
they're
enough
seeing the
Phillies
hot
fans
streaks. They're seeing
in
the
that
numbers
office.
come in.
Yeah,
they're seeing the wins. They're watching a baseball. They're watching baseball.
They're watching baseball. That's true. That's true.
Right.
Wheeler pitched, so they watched Wheeler, and then they heard Mackenzie Gore had like 413 strikeouts, and they were like, "All right, I guess we'll turn this on."
Yeah. So, like, I think there is something to be said about that when you are locked in, you see some things that bother you. And then you see the looming Dodgers. Not even just the looming Dodgers. You see the NL. The NL.
The Dodgers, the Braves, the Padres, the Brewers, the Mets. Like, there's a lot. Honestly, even this Nationals team, they've got some spunk, and they are kind of feisty. Like, they did not just lay down. They kind of got swept up in one real bad inning there at the end, but like they played well, all things considered.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't put the Nationals in with the big boys of the NL, but them being scrappers in this division and playing the Mets, how many times they play them, and the Braves, how many times they play them in the field. Those four teams just beating each other up all season. It's gonna be stupid.
Well, and I actually think that's going to be a massive. Like, I think the NL West, it's going to be the Dodgers by a wide. Like, the Dodgers are going to have the kind of NL West lead that the Braves have in the NL East. But I don't know. I don't. Knock on wood. I see it being a dogfight in the NL East, and like no one ever having more than like maybe a 4 to 6 game lead at any given time, but it moving all over the place like that. That's what I would hope at this point. Like, yeah, man, let's have it be a dogfight. Let whoever wins the division win the division. Let whoever the wild cards end up being be the wild cards, and like let's just have some fun baseball rivalries. Like, I don't know, I'm in.
So yeah, and I think part of the problem is, or not part of the problem, but speaking of the Dodgers, and I think this is gonna be a theme throughout this season. Their game against the Tigers finished, they won 5-4, right?
Yep.
No big deal. But here we are, opening day of baseball, right? How exciting is that? Opening day of baseball. The Nats are 0-1, the Phils are 1-0, the Dodgers are 3-0. Opening day of baseball.
It's a weird time to be alive, Danny.
It really is. But where Dodgers are 3-0 on opening day.
Okay. I mean, what are you gonna do? And maybe you're.
I'm just saying the track already starts. You know what I mean? You're giving this behemoth a two-game head start. I'm just saying. It doesn't matter. It's just
yell
fun.
your head off because that's fair. That you're allowed to be amped up about this, Danny.
This is part of my amped up.
What is your amped up? Because let's just move into amped up. You don't really have one.
I really don't, because it's so all over the place. I had one. It was the 95ers.
Let us educate the crowd. The derisive name, the 95ers, that we kind of came up with this week when we were being nihilistic assholes about this team, and everyone was like, "Oh, this was a 95-win team last year. Like, you can't just count them out." And Danny and I want to do that. Like, yeah, won 95 games, and then what? And then what? Like, what have they done for me lately? But like,
it was more so for me. It was more than a "what have you done for me lately," right? Because there's so many baseball teams that have successful seasons that don't end with rings, right? Sure. I'm not saying that the Phillies 2024 campaign was successful by any means, because it wasn't. But the answer to I don't know about this bullpen, or the answer to there's still not a true 4, there's still not a true leadoff hitter, like, can't be answered with 95 wins. Like, and I wanted to come out here and just be like, okay, I get it. They won 95 wins. We all get it. We watched them. We saw it. It was cool. It was great. And I wanted to sit here and be amped up and yell that they were fugazi 95 wins.
Which they kind of were, but
they weren't.
But they kind of weren't at the same time.
Right. I wanted to come up here and say, cool, awesome.
Show your work.
Yeah, you went to Sweetsville against the dreck of the league in May and June, and then you crapped the bed against any other team above 500 from here on out. The problem is that didn't happen.
Nope.
They played above 500 ball.
Most of the entire season, except for 3 games in March, where they went 1-2. The entire rest of the season, they were above 500. Which
Yes.
why can't we just enjoy it? Why can't we just have nice things? Why do we have to demand perfection? No one goes 162-0. So why do we act like they have to? That bothers me about myself.
Because we have a good team, and that's the thing. We won. Well, I said it last year. I want a world beater.
Yeah, I want a fundamentally sound team. And I don't think that's too much to ask for, given how much money is committed to these players. Like, I want fundamentally sound baseball.
Right. We wanted a world beater. I want a world beater. I don't want a team that just concedes every 5 games, with running out. Taiwan was stubby. Like, that's not going to happen this year. It's going to be Taiwan and Marchand. But, just that, punt every 5 game thing. I didn't like that attitude. I don't like the attitude of, Turner being like, "Oh, I don't think there's a need to change." Oh, bro, there's a need to change.
There's a need to change. I mean,
right. That's the kind of when you have this good of a team and you're touted with the lineup that you have, you want it to be a world beater. At least I want it to be a world beater.
No, that's fair. And again, I want something fundamentally sound and crisp. I want to turn 2s. Like, I want dudes that know where to stand. I want guys that are patient at the plate. Like, I'm asking for a team of 400 hitters, and that doesn't exist. So, I get that. But
without overreacting to game 1.
This was a decent game.
Sure, but without overreacting, I have a theoretical for you. We're never going to know because it's never going to happen. We're never going to go back in time, and another universe isn't going to play itself out.
Let's have fun. Let's see.
Kepler's standing on third. They don't have that pass ball. Does he get home?
No, absolutely not. The second he got home, I thought to myself, oh, thank God. We took the bat out of Turner's hand for that and got the run. Oh, thank God. 100%.
Yeah.
No, I had that exact thought when I was listening to it, and I heard it was a pass ball. I was like, oh, my God, we're actually going to get that run home.
Right.
Because I did not believe it was going to happen otherwise.
No, I didn't either. It looked like it wasn't going to. And listen, we don't know. The pass ball happened. He got in.
Yep.
I'm just saying. And those are the reasons
we get frustrated.
And one of the reasons why we're able to come out here and yell, and people
that's why we love the game,
right?
Is that question mark of how's it going to go? How's it going to play?
Right, absolutely. The baseball is nuanced and fun and a gruel, and you overreact, and you make bad days. It's all part of the game, and it is the beauty of it. It's why we're baseball people. And you sit here and say we don't know anything, and sometimes we don't.
And I love that it has you amped up. I do.
Yeah.
All right. So for
also, can we just start shooting? No, I'm joking.
Thank you. All right. So, as you know, I had several different options for my amped up. I was going to talk potentially generational divides. Get over it. People that are so obsessed, like Gen X versus Boomer versus Millennial versus Gen Z. My God, just get over it. I could have talked home remodeling projects because this is our second year and this is the 3rd time I've announced it on the show. And if the Phillies can run it back 3 times, why can't I? But no,
Chris brought it up at the top of the show. So yeah,
he did.
We're all aware.
I know, guys. That's why I look half exhausted because I've been working and doing that. But no,
that's why,
folks. Can we all, as a society, take a step back and chill the hell out when it comes to academic spirit weeks? Can we not have spirit weeks once a month? I think it's a lot to ask on the parents. And I have the kids half the time, but we go all out for it. We try. I just got a text from Audrey halfway through the show, hey, can you bring over my dance shirt? I need it for spirit week. I'm like, well, damn, by the time I'm done, it's going to be 10:30. It's going to be too late to bring over. But there's so many different spirit weeks. And God forbid you have 2 kids in 2 different schools, and then they're on different channels of spirit week. It's a lot. I don't know. I think spirit weeks have got
2 spirit weeks.
No, I'm saying there's 1 spirit week a month per school. It feels like so, and they're not always on the same schedule. So out of a month, 2 of those weeks are spirit weeks, and it's a lot. It's a lot. All right.
Well, no, we're gonna break this down.
No,
feels like, or there are.
Ooh, great question. Feels like maybe, but here's the thing, man. We had Catholic Schools Week and maybe one other week of the year that was dedicated to fun. But other than that, we had nothing in school. And A, it made the other times that much more special because of the scarcity. And B, like, again, the rest of the time you just focused on doing the job. So I don't know. That's my thought. That's my Abe Simpson grandpa yelling at the clouds take of the week. That's my old guy. We've talked about that. Sometimes Amped Up is just going to be old guy corner. So this is my old guy corner.
Yeah.
Apparently.
It does turn into old man yell at cloud corner, but whatever. What can you do?
We're yelling at clouds.
Well, sometimes it's you, most of the times it's me. But this time, think of the children, my man. I only get to be a kid once.
I don't know how much fun it is for them or how much pressure it is to perform, like, and to execute and to be better than their friends or to be the same as their friends or whatever. Like, does it create a power imbalance between the haves and the have-nots as to who can really participate, who can go all out? Like, I don't really know see, now we start getting into the child psychology of it all, and you start to really be able to question, like, all right, what is the efficacy of this? Like, is it more harmful than beneficial? I don't know. I only went to 4 years, and it's a Bachelor of Arts, not science. So
you know what? We know some teachers now. We should have them on.
That's a great point. Yeah, and we know some psychologists. So let's have a really weird after dark that's high level. That could be fun. Hey, Danny, love it or hate it, poop series.
Oh,
love it or hate it, Danny. And you've been circling on this for a couple days, couple weeks now, and I didn't want to give in, and then today happened. I'm like, no, I'll give in. So today, folks, John Tortellini, the head coach of the Tortilla, the head coach of the Flyers and an underrated Strokes album, Tortilla, was relieved of his duties as the head coach, manager, whatever they call it in hockey, I don't care, of the Philadelphia Flyers. And someone wrote online, "Oh, Torts got fired. Check it. Cassie's gonna hit a home run." And Danny, love it or hate it, the Cassie home run thing whenever something happens.
I hate it. So I love it. I love it.
Oh, God. Go on.
But I hate it. I'm going to tell you exactly what I told you earlier.
Okay.
I love fun. And when it's fun, it is fun. But when it is a stretch and do whatever you have to do to make it like a thing so I can put it up and get a like on my page or whatever unoriginal thought, whatever boner had, like Torts getting fired in a fledgling NHL team that nobody cares about except for the old school diehard psychotic Flyers fans that are still hanging on and thinking it's 1970s for some reason.
The Flyers are never going to be the Pens.
They're never going to be a lot of things. But like those guys, like 1970 whatever has been a long time from now. Like I guess there's that run in the early 2000s. Anyway.
Yeah, but what did it do? That's what we're going to be saying about this Phillies team, by the way, if they don't bring it home. Like, yeah, there was that run, but
absolutely. I'm prepared for it. But right now we're talking about this.
Oh, all right, sorry. Torts.
Yeah. Like, so, like, on a guy who everyone knew was on his way out is not news. It's not even news in the small region that you live in, let alone the Casty tragedy news. They did the same thing in a spring training game with the BG retirement. Like, again, it's like in the middle of an apology for what was it? A gay slur. Like,
I believe so.
Yeah. Like
an organic moment.
Right. That bad timing. Like, there's two towers that are, and Cassie hits the ball.
And that is part of it. I do think that the timing is exaggerated, and like part of the mystery and the magic was in the middle of something. So if he does something while it's happening, and there have been times when news has dropped and like within 2 hours he has hit a home run, and that's pretty solid. I think that's a good window. And I like believing that Nick Castellanos has ascended that astral plane and has become a little bit more one with the universe than the average bear. And that's why he's able to do these feats of strength. Should have been strength of feet at this time with these moments. So I, being someone that needs to believe in the magic of this world, needs to believe in the magic of life, I love it, and I want it to keep happening. But to your point, I don't want it to be cheapened by not fake news, but uninspiring news. Okay?
Yeah, it's gotten totally cheap. A local man finds face of Jesus in his Cheetos. Watch out, Cassie's going yard today. Like, get out of here. It's. I'm not going to say it, but everyone knows it.
It has moved the island. So, Danny, what was the last?
It has leaped over the Bonita.
What was the last thing like this that you felt like, okay, this is just getting ridiculous? Like, do you remember the last time one of these pop culture moments happened and you were like, okay?
Well,
is it Hawktua?
It is, but
Okay.
I told you we've had this discussion. I went on a ride with her.
You did deep dive in it.
I did. I
that was
really
your life.
did. I went on a ride with her. Yeah. So yeah, it's all that kind of stuff. Like, I like things and stuff.
That's great. I don't think people always know that, to be perfectly honest. I do think that is breaking news to some of our listeners.
I like things and stuff. And when it's fun, I think it's fun. Okay. But yeah, I mean, like, I do like things and stuff, and I do like having fun, but I need it to be original, spontaneous, keep its luster, if you will.
Yes, luster is the word I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Keeping its luster. I love that.
Yeah, keep it shine, and that preserve it for longer. Like, this is fun. The Cassie News thing is fun, and it can be fun in the future.
Let's not ruin it.
If you just chill the F out about it.
Yep, I like it. I can respect that. Dano, I'm going to throw it out there. I think we did it. We're down to an hour and 1 minute. That's before we start adding things before and after. So we're getting there, folks. We're going to get back to that under an hour. Although next week, we're going to have finally the week that was. I'm so excited to recap baseball for you again. This is like my favorite part of agendas is figuring out how to talk about these maddening games. So make sure to come back. Danny, send us home.
Yeah, absolutely. Dave, this one is for you. Everyone in London, they actually pronounce it Tin Lizzie. We will do better next week. I promise. Everyone knows an ant can't move a rubber tree plant.